I came to you, but it was too dark. So I opened the light and then it was too bright. So I dimmed myself in nature and it became too subtle. So I will come as a man and teach you. Close your eyes. There is darkness. And if you're afraid to fall in darkness, then fall in darkness. A place inside us that we feel lost. In a dark forest, and the dead trees around you, making shapes that frighten you. With so little light, and it's frightening, and you look at the ground in front of you, and even then it is too dark. It is cold. It is a place of isolation. We have been away from God. And the forest is dark. The sounds are scary. It is a place where we are lonely. Sink into that experience. Breathe. And in this place of darkness, looking down, and the ground is moist and cold. Stuff is crawling around, but you don't know what. Something is also inside you and you're not certain what it is. It is doubt. You're alone. You decide to look up. An immense face of a woman smiling above you. It's Divine Mother. A bright, lovely face of a woman. And you're in her arms. You did not know. You were just in Mother's arms. And the face is gazing on you. And you are so close to her heart. And you are loved. And all the darkness now doesn't matter because she is there. And you can close your eyes again and just feel her presence. So reassuring. So little you are in her arms. Gently loved. And all the tenderness you've wished in your life, you have it. And you can breathe deeply. It is so tender and beautiful. Now you know everything will be all right. Pay attention to your heart. Your heart is pounding to the rhythm of Divine Mother. Your heart is the heart of Divine Mother. There is love. The light is so bright inside you. It builds a pressure on your thorax from inside. The bones would bend if they could. The door to your heart is filled with the love of Divine Mother. Gayatri. Breathe and relax. A bit of philosophy again while you are sensitive inside. Remember this experience. It is the contemplation of the dark forest. You have to lose yourself. Take all the time that is required for you to get to the point of being lost. And stay there for a while. And once you have it, once you feel it, look up. And you're in the arms of Divine Mother. The darker the forest, the longer you take the time to contemplate, the stronger will be the reconciliation with God as a mother. Now, why is God a woman? Is God a woman or a man? That's a pretty human question to ask. It's like a mother that gave birth, and she's all like, ugh, you know, she's done, she needs a break, and the father's around, and he takes the child, look, and you know in his mind he said, I made that. Actually, he dropped a bit of his goo somewhere, and mother did everything. Okay? So we think, let's say that God would be masculine only, and it's a mistake. Because divinity is undefined, has no sex, but if we have to use a metaphor, we'll say it's both. Or three of them, it would be a weird species, but let's say both. We don't know, other planets, other kind of behaviors. That would be weird then. He has to screw with her, then she has to screw with it, and so that some, you know, we don't know.
It's already complicated.
Yeah, a lot of complicated stuff. I mean, it's a lot of simple stuff brought together makes it complicated. I'm using this little humor to sort the mood. The feminine aspect of divinity. Please try to remain undefined in that, but the feminine aspect of divinity is what receives the inspiration from the gaze of the masculine divinity, Brahm. And the masculine aspect of God will be filled with the mind state of the masculine aspect. All of this will fill the feminine aspect. Okay, so we say there's a divine mother, Jesus has a Maria, there's Joseph. Christians are very pro-masculine and there's very little women, but they say, let's say there's Maria and Maria Magdalena and stuff like that. Let's go directly to the Hindu approach. Each masculine aspect, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, of Brahm, and also a feminine aspect that we call Shakti. Okay, so the feminine part of Brahm is Shakti. Shakti. Okay. So the same way that Brahm is everything as God and Shakti is everything as God in the feminine aspect, she's the one who did pretty much everything after being inspired. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva are three aspects of the one unified God, and each of these aspects have a feminine way. I don't want you to learn them by heart. The Shakti of Brahma is Saraswati, the Shakti of Vishnu is Lakshmi, and the Shakti of Shiva is Parvati. You don't need to take this in notes, just to tell you. We will say that every different way that Shakti takes care of us, the word three in Sanskrit is tri. Okay, you can remember that. And the relationship we have with God as a feminine aspect, we say Gaia. Okay? What brings us to be in a relationship? Okay? So the second mantra is called the mantra Gayatri. Okay? It is a prayer of the unified threefold aspect of the feminine divinity. Okay? That's Gayatri. Oh, the first mantra called Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu, we call this the Guru mantra, if you want to even know. The second mantra is called Gayatri mantra. You have doctors in India building their doctorate thesis on a syllable of a single word of that prayer. Okay? In Sanskrit, some words are mixed in a phrase. Let's say some people will say, these guys are so stupid. And you have a poet will say, so dark the con of man. You know, mixing words with commas and everything. Well, in Sanskrit, every phrase is like that. It doesn't matter where you put the words in order. Okay, you just put all the words, and according to their syntax, the grammar, you'll know what the phrase pretty much means what. But some words are used to describe various things depending on context. And sometimes you have very different words, many different words to name the same thing, regardless of context. So Sanskrit can become very complicated, so you need a hint about the context. The thing about the Gayatri Mantra is that you have absolutely no indication about the context. So every word in the Gayatri Mantra, not the first line, but the second, third, and fourth line, every word in the three last line can have between 8 to 20 meaning. And there's no indication on the context. So whoever translated that as per the Brahmanical God has to be a man context, will say we meditate on Him who created everything, Him that enlightens our mind. Okay? And that's a flawed assumption. It's a it. We meditate on that brought the experience of enlightenment in our mind. Now you have to understand the word mind. The mind for us today is the intellect. But the mind, in the context where this prayer was created, is whatever is not the body. So it's your emotions. It's your experience. It's the whole of your psychology. Okay? because there are so many different ways to translate this prayer, I don't want to translate it word by word. You know, the words that are mixed up in a phrase, in Sanskrit they push it further. They do this even in between the lines. Okay? So, in these 3 lines, the second, third, and fourth, you have all the words of everything about the translation that is on that sheet is inaccurate. Okay? It's just to give you the basics. I just copy-pasted what they say, but it's difficult to know what it is. And the closest experience I got to show what is a Gayatri Mantra, you can go and read online what it means and which word means what. Basically, is what brings enlightenment. Is also what created everything and made everything to be. Okay? It is the caretaker, it is Divine Mother. Eh? Gayatri, she takes you in her arms. Now, why would this translation be filled with he, him, masculine, when it's the Gayatri mantra, the mantra of the Divine Mother, spouse, and friend. Yeah. Various aspects of being a woman. So the first line, okay, then there's a confusion about a word. Om Bor Buha Swaha. There's a lot of mantras that we have the word Swaha with a W. Okay? Swaha is a state of rendering grace to a god by doing a sacrifice or something. In this case, it's not the word Swaha, it's the word Swaha. Okay? It means the spiritual heavens. Okay? It's one of the many words for heavens in a spiritual state. Because you have the spiritual heavens and you have the actual physical skies. Bur is the earth. Bua is the sky as the thing. And Suaha is the word in this case for the spiritual realm. Okay? Om Bur Buha Swaha means you, which is the earth and the skies and the heavens, paradiso. You know, cielo y paradiso. Breathe. I have never found any other way to feel reassured or to feel the feeling of security than in the relationship with Divine Mother. Gayatri will bring you this feeling inside of being cared for. And we will pray again. And if your heart has not stretched enough so far, it will stretch even more. And you will feel a bit of the pressure. You'll feel it open. And you'll feel the Divine Mother come inside you and take care of you. Okay? Take the sheet and look at it while I say the words. Because some of these words can be a bit difficult for your human English palate, jaw, tongue. Or you're going to enjoy the third mantra, Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Okay? Let's start with the second, it's easier to say. Om Bur Bua Swa Tat Savitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Di Mahi Di Yo Na Prachodaya. Now, first line is easy. Om Bur Bua Swa. Okay. Second line. Tat Savitur Vare Nyam. Tat Savitur Vare Nyam. Say it in your mind so that you'll be able to say it. You can whisper it also. Tat Savitur Vare Nyam. Tat Savitur Vare Nyam. Third line. Bargo Devasya Di Mahi. Bargo Devasya. Mahi. And you can just say the V. Bargo de Vasya di Mahi. It's okay. It's between the V and the double D. Bargo de Vasya di Mahi. Fourth line. Di yo na pracho dayat. So at the end of this mantra, it's not dayate, okay? But there's a dayata. It's not just a T. There's dayata, okay? There's a popular CD in the New Age world. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varaheniam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Okay, it's that mantra, but we're gonna say it Hindu style. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Okay, so you got that? You feel comfortable enough to say it? Now, we are going to pray, and you will feel affected. So just let it out, and accept whatever comes of that, okay? I don't care. Together. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvua Swaha Tatsavitur Varenyam
Bargo devasya dhimahi Diyo yona prachodayate. Om Bhurbuha Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo devasya dhimahi Diyo yona prachodayate. Om Bhurbuha Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo devasya dhimahi Diyo yona prachodayate. Om Bhurbuha Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo devasya dhimahi Diyo yona prachodayate. Breathe and focus inside. Listen. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Bhurbuha Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo yona prachodayate. Om Triyambakam Yajahamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvaharukam Bandhanan Mrityu Moksham Hamritate. Om Shanti 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 Om. There is love. In most perfect simplicity in our heart, there is love. And God cares for us in many ways. And the most efficient one is the one directly from inside.